Right now, something important is discussed, and a system millions trust for honest pricing is quietly failing. Somewhere inside the global silver market, an emergency lever was pulled without public explanation. Here's the disturbing question changing everything. When Shanghai panics, who is really short silver? Markets do not freeze unless something underneath them is already breaking badly. On the surface, silver appears calm, stable, and controlled by familiar market narratives. Underneath, rules were adjusted, limits tightened, and behavior shifted almost overnight. These are not signs of confidence. They are fingerprints of deep stress. When stress appears in silver markets, it never stays isolated for long. Shanghai matters because silver is not just another commodity traded for profit. Silver is a monetary metal that never stopped being money historically. Unlike gold, silver sits at the crossroads of finance, industry, and geopolitics. That combination makes silver dangerous when it stops behaving normally. For centuries, silver powered trade between East and West civilizations. China understands silver differently because dynasties rose and fell on its flows. Taxes were paid in silver, and chaos followed whenever silver disappeared. That historical memory never vanished. It simply went quiet. Modern markets pushed silver into futures, ETFs, and paper contracts. Price discovery shifted from physical exchange to leveraged promises. Efficiency was promised, but efficiency collapses when trust fails. Trust becomes fragile when paper claims multiply faster than real metal. Shanghai emerged as a counterweight where physical delivery still mattered. It focused on real supply, real demand, and real settlement. While Western markets traded claims, Shanghai absorbed physical silver quietly. That difference became critical as global industrial demand surged. Electronics, solar panels, electric vehicles, and defense systems increased silver consumption. Pressure built slowly through inventory drawdowns and delivery delays. These signals were subtle enough for most observers to ignore. Shanghai could not ignore them because it tracks physical flows. Then behavior changed suddenly and without clear public justification. Margin adjustments and tighter controls signaled urgency behind closed doors. Exchanges only clamp down when settlement risk becomes dangerous. This marks the breaking point phase, always confusing in real time. When too many claims chase too little metal, confidence bridges the gap. Confidence collapses once participants question actual delivery. Shanghai's actions suggest that question is now being asked privately. Cause and effect become unavoidable once delivery concerns spread. If Shanghai tightens while demand rises, physical silver is tighter than advertised. If physical silver is tight, paper prices are no longer reliable. If paper prices lie, someone somewhere is dangerously exposed. Leverage remains hidden until it suddenly snaps. History shows silver crises never announce themselves directly. They appear as liquidity events, rule changes, and emergency measures. Then price behavior breaks historical patterns violently. Volatility explodes and trust evaporates rapidly. Those holding promises learn the difference between exposure and ownership. The fallout does not remain confined to trading floors. Silver underpins global manufacturing and technology supply chains. When silver markets sees costs rise quietly across industries, contracts are renegotiated, projects delayed, and explanations soften publicly. Governments blame inflation or logistics rather than material stress. Shanghai's panic move suggests stress is no longer theoretical. Attempts to fix these moments always follow predictable scripts. Margins rise, regulators reassure, and analysts dismiss concerns as technical. None of these actions create additional physical silver. They slow behavior temporarily while underlying shortages remain. Pressure rebuilds each time confidence is artificially restored. Another pattern emerges between Eastern and Western markets. Eastern markets accumulate physical metal when scarcity appears. Western markets hedge with paper claims during volatility. This divergence drains silver eastward while paper piles up westward. Over time, this imbalance becomes irreversible. Shanghai's actions may signal that threshold approaching rapidly. If domestic stability is prioritized, silver becomes strategic. Strategic metals are controlled, rationed, and redirected eventually. Free market pricing fades once strategic status dominates thinking. This pattern mirrors every major financial rupture historically. Housing, treasuries, and oil once carried similar blind trust. Early warnings were dismissed because narratives felt safer. Silver's warning is subtle, technical, and easy to ignore. That subtlety makes it far more dangerous. Paper expands, physical tightens, and rules quietly change. Confidence cracks, followed by sudden repricing. Shanghai's move fits this sequence as an early signal, not a climax, but a warning shot. First takeaway: physical-focused markets panic before paper markets react. Second takeaway: silver destabilization affects energy, technology, and national security. Third takeaway: emergency measures always indicate deeper unseen stress. The warning is about trust, not tomorrow's price. Once settlement trust breaks, repricing becomes violent and sudden. The final question remains deliberately unanswered for now. If Shanghai is tightening today, who is scrambling for silver tomorrow?